Hi, my name is Samuel Della Cerda, and today I'm going to tell you about the personality type that I got on the Myers-Briggs personality quiz. I got the Defender ISFJ-T, and I'm just going to tell you a couple things about it. ISFJ stands for Introverted, Sensing, Feeling, and Judging, but I also added a couple extra things about personality part of ISFJ, like practical, caring, organized, and unassuming. So the opposite of ISFJ is ENTP. So for example, ISFJ would be realistic, kind, and patient. On the other hand, ENTP would be isolated, stubborn, and focusing on personal problems. One strength for ISFJs are that they are very responsible. For example, I always make sure my schoolwork is on top of everything. I'm not behind. And for the second picture on the slide, I just added different things about leadership and responsibility. For the second strength for ISFJs is that they are very practical. Practical just means that you need to have everything figured out and just know a way on how to do it. It cannot be a theory. For example, on the second picture, I put gears so everything fits perfectly. But another strength would be we are very observant. As the first picture I put, this guy has a lot of binoculars on because he's trying to be observant. For example, someone would be walking into a room and we would probably remember their face or what they said to us for a first impression. So for another strength would be that we are very dependable. Dependable means trustworthy and reliable. We never want to have anybody waiting on us. We always like to be early to like most things, and we always like to help people when we can. And another strength would be that we are hardworking. Hardworking means tending to work with energy and commitment. So in school, I really like to work hard and get all A's. And just in life, I like to work hard. It makes me feel good, and also it makes ISFJs feel good too. So on the first weakness for this personality type project would be that ISFJs sometimes have a hard time taking criticism. I know I do sometimes, but usually some defender types are a little bit more sensitive than others, and sometimes we need to stop taking it to heart. So on the second weakness for this project would be ISFJs sometimes become preoccupied with how others see them. I know I always think everyone is judging me when they're really not even paying attention at all. And it just kind of freaks me out sometimes. Another weakness for us would be that we don't pay enough attention to our own needs. I know this is true because I really like helping people and make sure they're doing good and they're healthy. And sometimes I don't pay attention to what I need and what I need to help myself on. Another weakness for us would be that we sometimes have difficulty branching out into new territory. For me, on different topics and things in life, it is true, but others, I kind of do like branching out to new things. And I also looked up, and is a phobia is called neophobia, is the fear of moving on. And for the last weakness for ISFJs would be that sometimes we have difficulty moving on after the end of a relationship. So sometimes when me and my old friends from elementary school just didn't want to be friends anymore, it kind of did hurt my feelings, and I always thought that I said something wrong. Defenders share the goal of putting good service and dedication above all else. I know for me that when I get a task or a job to do, I always want to make sure that I'm doing it right and I'm always following through with it, especially when it comes to volunteering. I always want to make sure I do a good job. Close-knit and supportive teams are what defenders enjoy most. For me, in my personal life, I have a close group of friends that we always make sure everyone is doing good and everyone's happy. So I always like to work with them, especially when I'm doing homework with them. Defenders are skilled at remembering things about others, which makes them not only valuable assistants, but well-liked colleagues. For example, when I'm in school or when we go back to school, I always like to remember the person's name that I'm working with or something about them to make them feel good. Defender's personality type prefers to be rewarded by seeing the first-hand positive impact of their efforts. For example, I feel like most people, not just defenders, but most people would like to have a smile or even a thank you if you do something nice for them, but it doesn't always have to be required. Defenders are shy and a little protective of themselves at first, but they also need to be able to connect on a deeper emotional level to have a good friendship. I know when I first came to Star in elementary school, I didn't really talk to anybody because I was really shy, but then when I started to hang out with more people, I started to get more friends. So for most of defenders, our friends would mostly be also defenders or introverts or somewhere in that category. We would have mostly the same personalities. I know for most of my friends are introverts except for like one or two. For the last slide on this project, defenders are known for their reliability, and defenders are good at creating and maintaining a secure and stable environment for themselves and loved ones. For me, for the loved ones would be I have a brother with Down syndrome, and I always want to make sure that he's okay and safe.